Hey, what's up? It's been a minute. Uh, let's talk about some stuff. Hold on. Let me get myself situated. Let me move my live dashboard. I'm still kind of getting set up here. How's everybody doing today? Um, Desert God Nick. Oh my God, this is it's getting weird already. It's getting weird. All right. uh, yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. So C2 or not C2E2, Emerald City Comic Con happened. That's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday show, but it's also a um Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday show because I live so far away. So that was just a huge, huge block of time. But there's nobody in my lap. Thank God. We're not gonna do this lewd Twitch stuff. Um so it was a huge block of time where I basically I was on Twitter a little bit, but that was about it. I was on the Discord like in and out. Talked to a lot of cool people. We'll talk about Emerald City Comic Con in a second, but it got me thinking. It got me thinking. Loot Twitch stuff, yeah. So it got me thinking that like I am at these shows, and sometimes I'm there for like a long period of time, and I'm not making any content while I'm there. And maybe I should try to make like a little something extra, and I'm around all these people, so I picked up a this is a Tascam DR05 for audio. We're officially a podcast now. I don't know. I got like I'm gonna try to do like a little tripod video audio, merge it all together into actual content that's like cool and interesting of like people hanging out. I'm gonna try to do that for I'm actually been like kind of experimenting with it, but we'll see what happens in the future. I have a Jacksonville show, but there's not really like none of my buddies are there. It's like me and my buddy Larry, and then like a couple other creators at that show, and none of them I really know that well. So we'll see. Way to make some hashtag content. Got to. What's going on, Dylan? So it's like, I don't know. It's weird to go up to people I don't know and be like, yo, come to my hotel room and we're going to start recording a video. It sounds, look. Even when I say it out loud to nobody, I'm a little bit embarrassed. So basically, I gotta start with my friends. And then expand. So we'll see what happens. So Jacksonville hit or miss, but I'm gonna be in Dallas for Fan Expo Dallas. That's coming up. And I'm gonna be hanging out with Chad Thomas and Robert Wilson IV and probably some other Dallas people. We'll see how it goes. Try to make some good content. When is that Jacksonville show? Like 2 weeks? Mid-April? Something like that? Collective Con is what it is. I'm surprised you're not there, Walter. I know you're a local. Yeah, so yeah, trying to make more content for you guys and trying not to take so much time off, and hopefully I can like bank some of this content for when I'm like not here, then put it up on YouTube. Be good to go. The other thing is I'm going to talk about a video I made 2 weeks ago because I haven't been streaming in a long time. We made that art school video, and I feel like, and we can cut over to the work. Let's give you something to look at. This is a crotch. Okay, that wasn't what we weren't supposed to. Okay, we're coloring this. Look, it's been a while since I've streamed. We're gonna color this. I'm gonna try to. Some of the details are a little wrong in the costumes, hence why we have some finished work over here. Although now we're too zoomed in. We have some finished work over here. I'm gonna try to like tweak these flats. These flats, by the way, were in the Discord under the flatted pages for practice. The crotch putting adult coloring book. Yeah, exactly. Look, until your superhero is Spread Eagle, are we even making comics? Like, what is even the point? A highly detailed crotch. Look. This is a serious job that we need to take seriously. So yeah, like the flatter kind of did the best they could, but like there's all kinds of stuff like his weird knee pad needs to be the same color as his boot. I think I did not grab reference for this. We're gonna make it the same color as his boot. But yeah, so I did a video just recently, like two or 3 weeks ago, entitled "Should You Go to Art School?" in which I gotta do this without a mouse. This is awful. This is so time consuming. In which I talk about like how I'm gonna move the mic. Everybody be cool. I talk about my experience with art school and all that. That was a while ago. But one of the things that I feel like I didn't quite hit on was like the negatives of art school. I was so enamored with like what I wish I was doing while I was there and like what you should be thinking about when you're there, that I just like completely cheesed it when talking about like the negatives of art school. Where he spends 2 hours saying maybe. Yeah, that video. So like here's the thing. So we talked about like all the things you get out of art school, but and I'm thinking about like maybe taking that video down and like cutting it into smaller, more digestible content of like maybe 3 videos of like, should you go to art school? What should you do when you're at art school? And what should you do once you're out of art school? Because I think that those 3 things are very, very different. The thing that I wanted to say is that the art school puts the cost of art school is such that like, and I touched on this a little bit, but I don't think I like fully explained it. It's such that like when you get out, you really don't have any options. Like you have to take every single job you get. Like you really is it his thing's, yeah, this thing's white. Yeah, okay, all right, let's work on Arsenal. You can't pick and choose anymore. Like when you have like that kind of financial struggle like hanging over you, you really just like whatever somebody brings you, you got to take, because otherwise you're in trouble. I am starting to learn that like this kind of freedom only comes from being at least a little bit financially secure. Like I would like to be able to turn down projects and be like, you know what, I have like a couple months rent in the bank, and like I can turn down this project and look for something else without fear of like, well, I have to do this next thing. I have to do this next thing because like I don't know what's going to happen. And so like the problem that happens when you get into that mode is that like you take everything, and then when an opportunity comes that's like really good, you want to jump on it, and maybe you do, but you can't do it to the best of your abilities because you have like 4 other things going on, like it's tough to kind of like navigate that. Move me over on screen a little bit. It's been a while and I've been moving the cameras around. We did a stream the other day that was, is his whole sleeve? His whole sleeve. There's no skin on the sleeve. And his gauntlets are red, right? Right? Looks like it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Gauntlets are red. Fingers are black. Okay. Let's fix Arsenal. Yeah, so you end up like taking projects that maybe you don't want to do, just to like, you know, the realities of like making rent and like that kind of thing. They decided to do yard work right outside the window as soon as I went live, and they're just like hanging out there. I don't know if you guys can hear them. Making for some really, really great audio. Gauntlets are red, fingers are black. We're coloring Arsenal. I hope he never comes back. I don't know. Is Arsenal a good character? I don't even know. Shit. I don't know anything about Arsenal. Except, like, wasn't he on drugs for a while? I think he was. Right? Wasn't he on, like, all the drugs? You couldn't get him off drugs. He loves them. DC Comics. Yeah, so I just wanted to like echo that sentiment so that you know that like even though art school gives you all these positive things, my dude was holding a dead cat. What? You know, it's still really tough to make it work once you get out. Should I go to art school? Florida, he's back. Yeah. All right, let's start kind of picking and choosing some color in here. He's got like blondish, orangish hair, so let's figure that out. My ward is a junkie. Yeah, that famous cover. Yeah. That famous cover of I think we got all this. We can probably close this. My ward is a junkie. He did all my drugs before I could. That famous Green Arrow cover. Oh my god. My ward is a junkie. He's so much cooler than I am. No. Don't do drugs. Comics aren't for kids anymore. Arsenal got super high and saved a dead cat. He thought he was his dead daughter. Oh my god. Arsenal. Problematic from the start. Let's try to put a little variation in these buildings. Try to make them not blue. Go on the other side of the color wheel, warm them up just a little bit, make them that gray. That dreary, drab gray. So, comics just aren't for kids anymore. I kind of don't know what I'm going to do with this cover. Like, so I really like Scott McDaniel. I grew up reading his Nightwing and really loving it at the time. I think his work is so dynamic and interesting. We need to figure out... So there's like an extreme foreground of the guns. There's Red Hood and Arsenal hanging out, and I guess some bats and bullets and arrows and stuff. And then there's like the buildings behind them, and then the sky. We're like in this like tilted perspective, like we're looking back like this, which makes me like want to kind of play in the space of like what's going on in the sky. Let's separate stuff. Is this gonna work? There we go. Try to select all the buildings and stuff. C2E2 was really good, by the way. Uh, although, man, so let's talk about C2E2. I had a really great time. Hung out with a lot of friends. Did really well financially. Probably the best show that I've done in a long time, maybe ever. Moved just like like basically everything I brought with me sold, and then I got extra stuff. Emerald City. Yeah, I keep saying C2E2 because C2E2 just happened. Um, and then yeah, so I did really really well. I think there was like two things going on, which was the response to Umbrella Academy, the show, is like bonkers, um, which I don't have anything to do with the show really. It's not even really. I don't. uh, but like it attracted a lot of people to the table. Like people were just hungry for that Umbrella stuff, which was great. Uh, all right, I think this is like where we want to be as far as like breaking down the sections. Um, we're gonna grab the buildings. How are we gonna do this? This is a really complicated cover. Might be more complicated than I thought when I initially opened it. I was like, oh, cool, Scott McDaniel thing, and now I'm like, fuck, what are we gonna do? I think I want to put like the sun behind them and kind of do like a rim light around the shoulders of like Arsenal and the shoulders of Red Hood, so that they kind of like bounce out from each other, like create a little bit of depth. Hey Spikings, what's up? More complicated than I thought is the motto for comics. Yeah. Let's like, oh man, I just realized if we warm up the sky, then we end up in this place where we're doing like warm on warm because Red Hood and Arsenal are so warm. We have to go cooler in the background. We're like locked in by the costumes. This is one of the things with superhero books that's like really annoying. Is they only kind of like lend themselves to a couple of different ways. Did some lining while watching me color. Nice. So yeah, I had a really like good financially the show was good. The response was great. I was tabling next to Jeremy Hahn, and he I felt like because of that, he was moving. I didn't bring any Helheim with me, but he was moving a lot of Helheim, and like he and I at the table together brought a lot of people in, and I was able to port a lot. And this is something you guys want to probably think about when you're working your table, is like, okay, if somebody comes with the Realm comic, I can actually sell them Helheim probably pretty easily. Like they're gonna enjoy both. I brought Takio with me, which is an all ages book. But all right, let's figure this out. Hey, comics and stuff. We're gonna figure this out. So Takio is an all ages book, but I colored it similar to the way that I color Umbrella, and it was kind of a direct response to me reading the Umbrella Academy in 06-07, and then I did that book in 2010. Maybe we can go lighter or warmer in the background now that we've like cooled them down. This is starting to work. Kind of. We can pop these bullets forward. pop these guns forward. Let's desat the buildings a little bit. So I would talk about that, and people who were interested in Umbrella were like, you know, I'll give it a shot. And I'm like upfront with people. I'm like, this is an all ages book that I did a long time ago, you know. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, like by all means. But it is not for everyone. But I hope that the copies I sold, people dug them. So yeah, so it was a really good show, and then like I don't know what it's been like. I've been working on a lot of like really intense projects, like projects that require a lot of not necessarily like, we're gonna start putting shadows into this so that we can figure out what we're doing. I've been working on a lot of projects that are very different from each other, and they're all kind of like have their own vocabulary, and I've been trying to like kind of figure out and decode other colorists' work. Let me think about what we're doing here. Let's just do the shadows in the building first. Yeah, I've been trying to like decode some other colorists' work, and in preparation of this these pitch pages for another thing, and like, you know, I want the pitch to go really well. So it's been like a lot of like, basically everything I've been working on lately has not been easy. Like, it's all been like pretty intense stuff. And this is something that happens to me every single time I don't take the weekend off. I came back from Emerald City Comic Con, and the Realm needed to go out Monday, and it was like I came back, I like kind of did like a half day on Wednesday, and then it was like, oh shit, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I got 5 days, like we have no margin for error, we got to get this thing out. And then like, you know, Jeremy was at the con, so he's like in and out as far as communication goes. We did manage to get the book out. I'm very happy about that. And I'm happy with how the book turned out. You guys can see if you can see a difference in the quality. I don't know. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. This is the Realm 13. I think issue 11 just came out, or 12 just hit the stands. At any rate, so I've been working a lot, and I've been working myself like over the weekend. I've been working kind of like tirelessly, and this always happens when I work tirelessly, is I can't objectively tell if the work is good or not anymore. Like, I basically, like, it's been so much work so long over the like couple of days or whatever it is, more than a week usually, that I start being able to just not be able to tell. Like, I lose my objectivity. And so that was happening. And then the other thing that happens to me is, and this is coming off the heels of like one of my most successful Comic Cons, is that I start feeling like I'm a fraud, and I start feeling like, you know, I start getting like jealous of other people who are doing stuff, and I start getting like angry. Like it's just, and it's not even like I'm angry at anyone. It's just like a general negativity seeps in where I'm just like, screw this work, screw comics, like this shit's annoying, you know, like and that happens every single time I work for more than 7 days in a row. And I know I'm making worse work because of it. Thankfully the Realm was not. Like, it helps having like people get your back, and have like eyes on the project that'll tell you what they think. Like Jeremy is definitely that person. He gave me some notes that because I was in that mindset, and I know I'm in that mindset too, is because I was in that mindset, I was like, Jeremy's giving me a ton of notes. What the fuck, like. But I was like, no, he's right about this. Like, I just can't see it. Yeah, it's a weird place to be in. I actually, so that's part of the reason why I wasn't necessarily streaming right when I came back. The schedule was super tight, and then once I got done on like Monday afternoon, I was exhausted, and I was like, I can't make good work. I basically just like couldn't, like I could have streamed. It would have been awful. Yeah, Jeremy seems like the kind of guy who only gives notes when needed. Yeah, and he'll also do this thing. And you guys at home, if you are ever giving notes to a colorist or anyone else, like, he does this thing too where he'll be like, he'll give a note that's like, hey, Brandon, that's like, hey, the costume's wrong, this needs to be changed. That's something that's like, it needs to happen. Continuity stuff. That stuff needs to happen. But he'll also be like, hey, is this weird? Like, here's a note. I don't know if it's just me. What do you think? Like, this is an optional thing. Like, tell me what you think of this idea. And when that happens, it's kind of like, it's not something, like, he's able to differentiate between, like, this is something that's going to get in the way of story. This is something that's going to get in the way of potentially quality. It's a subjective note. And he's really good at giving both of those kinds of notes, and then also giving a heads up as to, like, which note is which. Yeah, so, man, yeah, it was a breakneck pace. So, yeah, I got done, and I was just like, man, I kind of want to stream, but, like, I wanted to stream video games because I was, like, burnt, But I didn't want my first stream back after, like, 2 weeks to be like, hey, let's play some Sega Genesis. Like, I don't know. I mean, I wanted that. I wanted that stream to be that stream, but, like, I don't know. We're gonna play some hella games this weekend. Sounds like a heckin' intense week. Yeah, it was pretty rough. It's also like part of the fatigue that I was experiencing was that, like, I jumped 3 time zones, and by the time I settled in, I jumped 3 time zones back. So it was like, and then, like, we just had daylight savings time. I was a mess. Like, it was rough. It was real rough. We're gonna put shadows down on these buildings, but I don't know if we're gonna keep them like this. We're gonna see. We're gonna give ourselves the option to back out of these shadows by working on this thing. So as you can see, I kind of put the shadows down on the alpha channel here, so that way we can if we're like, oh, we're gonna do cringes at the time zone jump, yeah, dude. Emerald City Comic Con, every year I do a West Coast show, everything around it is more difficult every year. So if you're on the West Coast and you see me out there and I sign a book for you, like, know that I am doing that at my own expense. Like, it is a rough game. All right, let's work on these 2 ding dongs. I do it because I care about you guys, and I want to do shows, and I want to hang out with creators, and all that stuff. Oh, I guess we're doing the bats too. There's a lot going on this cover. I'm gonna deselect the logo. There is a lot going on this cover. So there's all kinds of stuff that, like, Like the bullets, when they're this size, need to be rendered, but when they're this size, I don't know that they necessarily need. Like we can just hit that with the brush later, and it'll be like a little faster and easier. Times like this, you're glad you're in the UK. Yeah. By the way, the whole time I was the whole time I was working, I was also in the Discord, and actually, when I was at Emerald City Comic Con, I had Travis Moore came up and introduced himself. He's great, by the way. If you ever see him at a show, you should get some books signed, get some art from him. He was like, "You always mention the Discord," and like I don't know what that is. So I'll give you. There's a link down below that if you click it, it says Discord down below this stream. If you click it, it'll kick you over to a site where you have to sign in. If you make a sign in, it's just basically a chat room. Like this is literally the Discord that I have. Like we post art. Oh man, Buster Moody, that's good stuff. There's like a general chat of us like joking around. We were talking about Nightwing's butt. And Batgirl being like, I know that butt anywhere. But there's also like we post tools, there's art tutorials, there's flatted pages for practice. This is where I pulled this arsenal page. Pencil pages to practice inking. This is like community run. I don't have anything to do with this. Job board, intros for social media, self-promote, people talking about finished work. There's Colin, who was in the chat just a minute ago. And then like I'm like, doing stuff in the sketchbook. I'm trying to figure stuff out. I had this problem. I was working on a page. I had this problem where like this was the panel that I was doing, and I was like, this drawing's terrible. Yeah, there you were, Colin. I was like, this drawing is terrible. I don't know how to fix this. This was like the second attempt. So like one guy's jumping at another guy and gets impaled on a shovel, and then the other guy gets a knife in the eye. And I was like trying to make this work, and it hit me while I was at the con. I was like, we should do it like this. Like it's 2 moments, not 1 moment. So, and then I was doing a bunch of sketchbook stuff. I did all these little rooks from the realm being acrobatic. I'm trying to get better at being, I don't know, looser with art. But anyway, this is like a sketchbook room where we just like, it's no judgments. It's just like, we're just trying stuff out. And I've kind of realized, by the way, all sketchbooks are trash sketchbooks. If your sketchbook looks like pristine, perfect drawings, you fucked up. You got to experiment in there. And then we talk about our comic hauls, like what we're picking up. Here's Fake McCoy, digging out some old Power Pack. That's rad. We talk about that stuff, talk about what we're reading, and then a video game channel, because I love games. This hit pretty close to home. 2 things that really drew me into retro consoles were the expense and the inconvenience. Yeah. So this is the Discord. We'll put this back over here. Please go back in your home. Yeah, so that's the Discord, and I'm in there basically 9 to 5. And anytime I'm sitting in the chair, I have that open on screen. So we're chatting about work and chatting about art the whole time. So even though I wasn't streaming, I was like hanging out and talking art and talking comics. So if that sounds like something you want to like, put on your screen at work, or maybe pop in every once in a while or whatever, feel free. You see some cool art, drop it in the Discord. I want to see that cool art. I'm into that stuff. But yeah, so I was I don't know, wrestling with being tired basically all week. I could tell we had a 30-minute discussion of coffee one day. Yeah, I mean, we just kind of like hang out and shoot the shit. I'm trying to make a community that I would have wanted when I was starting to come up in comics. That's really the goal, is to give you guys a place where it's like we can put up practice pages. We can put up, resources and things, like trying to give you guys like a leg up. Whoa. Hello. Do bats have like a pinkish bat wing like that? Does that look weird? That might look weird. Maybe more gray. Here's a problem. Gray bats in front of gray buildings. That's gonna be a problem. Cryptid talk like once a week. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Travis? I was just saying that it was nice hanging out with you at Emerald City. Yeah, you should come on the stream. We should do an interview sometime. That'd be good. I wish I had the setup that I have now to do interviews on the road. I would definitely love to sit down and talk with you and put it up on YouTube. You're a smart dude, and I can tell that you love comics. So, the resources are amazing. You're slowly poking away at the portfolio samples. Yeah, awesome. Because like a lot of times, especially when you're starting, it's like, I remember when I was starting, I was like, I need pages. Like, he talked my ear off for an hour. I was happy to sit and chat. I was looking for page, like, I was like a page monster. Like, you could not give me enough pages. Because I was learning every time I was like trying something new that I needed to do on the page. So I was like, okay, give me the next one. Okay, give me the next one. And at a certain point, it's like, I've exhausted all my resources. Like there's only so many high-res scans out there. So if we all pool our efforts, and it's like, oh, every time you see like a high-res scan of something or whatever, throw it up into the Discord, then it's like, oh, there's like pages and pages for you guys to work on. I thought that was kind of neat. So yeah. That's the goal anyway with the Discord and stuff. But I could tell that like I could tell that I needed a break because talking about like fatigue and stuff with conventions, because someone had posted kind of like a tutorial on like a Twitter thread of like, here's when to give out your business card and who to give it to and like that kind of thing. And like, I was just like sitting there and I was so mad for like no reason. I was just like, and I freely admit that this was all my shit. This was all me. Of me being like, who the fuck needs this like tutorial? Who is liking this? Why is there 125 likes on a business card, like social interaction? Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? I was just like, and I was like, oh, I have a problem right now. Like this person's trying to do something nice, and I'm just like in this foul mood just because like I need a break. I need sleep. I need rest. It is tough. Like, and the other thing that was happening too is like on the heels of one of my more successful cons, with like an incredible response from everybody, I was like, why don't I have 100 or 50,000 Twitter followers? Why don't I have, like this kind of stuff? Why don't, like, I experienced more success than I had in a long time. And because I was tired, because I was fatigued, because I was like, letting kind of these terrible feelings in, I was like, why not me? Like, and it's such a crappy like mentality to get into because it's like nonstop. But thankfully, and this is the thing, Jimmy, is like you were just saying, quantity does not equal quality, and I agree with you. And like when I am not fatigued, I don't like this stuff doesn't worry me at all. And like the thing is like I don't even like it'd be nice. You mean being everyone's sixth favorite color has something to do with it? Wow. Wow. Brendan, by the way, you left a snarky comment on my Instagram, and my fiance looks at my Instagram with more of a fine-tooth comb than I do, and she was like, who the fuck is this dude? And I was like, oh, it's Brendan. Don't worry about it. It's Brendan. Hey, Blind Run. Thank you for the host. What's up, dude? I popped into your Division stream the other night, by the way. Snarky, which one was that? It's like you're like on your 8th snarky comment in a row. I don't know. I don't remember. This is the thing is like with Instagram, I'm starting to kind of take it more seriously. If you were talking about the signing thing, you were being 100% serious. I can't even remember what the comment was. I ran away. Are we talking about hedonism bot, Nick? Maybe. I can't even remember what the comment was, but it was something. Yeah. What was I saying? Shit. I lost my train of thought thinking about how my fiance was gonna kick your butt. And she's strong. She could do it. I wouldn't stop her. I can't stop her. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, man, why don't I have all those followers? And then like the thing is like, so I was having these thoughts and I could tell I was like disgruntled and I could tell I was tired. And then I was like, do I even like want 50,000 followers? Like, sure, it'd be nice. Brandon's gonna get his ass beat down. Oh my god. Shannon is the sweetest person you will ever meet until you like cross her or someone she loves, and then she will burn the bridge. She's like, she just does not put up with shit. Anyway, Arsenal has these like yellow like buckles, but I don't think Scott drew them. I don't know. We'll figure this out. Also, there's like gunfire, so we're gonna have to do some like bounce light going on. Hey, fake McCoy. Look around you. Everything is solid gold. You're in high society, the comic book society. I don't even know if the alert went off. I think the alert box is turned on. It probably did. Do Fortnite streams and art, dude. Also vape tricks. Those get the kid followers. Oh man, that's what I need. And this is the other thing is that like that person that drove me nuts was younger than me, and I felt. And this is the thing is like I wasn't mad at them. I was mad because I was like, they are doing what I wanted to do at 25, but I didn't have the opportunity, or I didn't like make the opportunities. It was like a weird, you should make her in charge. Yeah. I mean, I want to, we talk about it. That's a conversation for another stream. Maybe. I would love it if Shannon, this is the thing, is if I had enough work to give Shannon so that she could just run my shit, like, she would be running my shit. Because she would do it way better than I would. But, like, as it stands right now, it's like a one-day job a week. Yeah. I was like, this person was also kind of existing in this space that is like in comics right now that is really fantastic, but is not like the mainstream comics, and I wish that I had those opportunities when I was 25, and it's awesome that like they're taking care of their opportunities and everything. But I could tell that like part of me being upset was like this like weird jealousy almost. It was weird, man. The only reason I'm even talking about this stuff, because I don't like to be too negative on stream, is that like I want to convey to you guys that like even when like everything goes right, comics is still a mind fuck. Like even when like everything is good, everything is right, like you have like success, there's still the next thing, and there's still like a thing that might make you feel bad. Like we're always with we're gonna have to put like glow on his gloves and stuff, but we're not gonna worry about that now. We're gonna do that in post. There's always like something else to be worried about, or to have anxiety about, or to be upset about. And if you let that emotion kind of like run your life and run your career, it's like it's no good. You end up just like sad and miserable. And this is the thing, is like I was realizing that as I was having these emotions, I was like, oh, I don't want, like, I'm tired. I like realized that I was like, I know myself well enough that like I only feel these things when I am very tired, and kind of like worked to death. So yeah, don't let these things in. Get your sleep. Get your whatever you need to do to not feel those feelings, so you can get to like a good place with comics. Yeah. And like, yeah, comics are a bitch. Tell me about it. Comics are a mind fuck, like up and down the line. Yeah. And so like bonkers, right? Like it's okay to be somewhat envious, but yeah, well, this is the thing. It's like, I'm not fishing for compliments. Like I know that I'm successful, and I know that like, I mean, like, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but like, you know, we do have a Twitch stream with tens of followers. I mean, if that's not success, I don't know what is. We are doing the stream at an extreme loss. We are in the red. No, I mean, like, yeah, I'm working on Umbrella Academy. Like, clearly, you know, there is a certain level of success that's happening. And like, I'm comfortable. Like, I know that I'm fine. It's just like, when you're in like a creative space, sometimes, it can kind of sneak up on you in like weird ways. And I don't want, basically, get that celebration stream ready. Oh my God. What are we going to do for 500 followers? Yeah, you had that moment the other day because you're so close to 500 followers on Twitter. Yeah. Sometimes it gets to you when you don't expect it. And then the thing is that like, this is the other thing too with like Twitter and social media, because I've been like putting a lot of time into like trying to figure this stuff out, is that I don't think content matters at all. Like, obviously it matters to like a degree. Yeah, but that person put time. Yeah, exactly. You're not a number, Tim Arnold. You guess you're number 52. Okay. All right. Fitting that we're working on a DC thing and you're number 52. Yeah, for me it's usually, damn, I'm so excited for your success, but what the fuck am I doing wrong? Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing. I've kind of realized that like, even when it's like, it's just a numbers game. If you have more followers, you get more likes. Like, it, you know, there's no rhyme or reason to it, and there's no rhyme or reason to like what content, like the best content doesn't always like rise to the top. Sometimes like weird content does, and like I don't know, man. Like a lot of it is just like, I'm like, I don't understand how this works and I'm old. That's how I feel some of the time. And then when I see somebody doing it well, I'm like, well, I want to figure that out. What the fuck am I, like Walter said, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I don't know. It's such a weird thing. Not only are we in this creative field together, you and I, in the chat and me, but like we are also, you don't think it's worth making sense of it, but it is, because you got to get your word out. You got to be visible. Like, I don't think that I don't think that it's worth ignoring, and I don't think it's worth taking it seriously. You know, there's so many factors and they change all the time. Yeah, when I was in Seattle, I was hanging out with our very own twitch.tv/theboiks. And by the way, he's playing that Shadows Never Die game right now. It looks real good. Ninjas and stuff. I actually just got a Shinobi game that I want to play on stream that looks much harder than Shadows Die Twice or whatever. Did I say Shadows Never Die? I don't know. That new ninja game. But I was telling him, we were having a conversation where I was like, hey man, like, how do I grow my channel? You know, how do I expand what I'm doing? Like, am I doing anything wrong? Is there anything that I should be doing? And he was like, you get lucky. Like, you have more followers. It's easier to get discovered by other people since you have more outreach. It's an exponential curve, not a linear growth. Yeah. So just to like see how I do social media wise, I will take a screenshot of like how many followers I have on each platform here in Instagram, and then at the end of the year, and then compare it to last year's or whatever. But it's like, yeah, you were saying ever since Zub dropped the book announcement yesterday, on the day it was released, you decided you're not doing any previews, let the chips fall wherever. Yeah, I heard Books is a real ninja. You're not wrong. This is the thing. When I wasn't looking at him, I couldn't see him. And if that's not a mark of a ninja, I don't know what is. Make a viral video or hire thugs to jump you. Oh my God. No, let's not get into that. But yeah, he was like, you kind of get like a little bit lucky. Like, there's this guy, the streamer, you guys, I don't know if you guys know him, Pooh Bear, who like, or Grand Pooh Bear. And I've checked out some of his content. It's really good, but like, we're putting out a pretty good product, but like he was doing, a couple, like under 100 viewers, and then like randomly, just for whatever reason, his content just like spiked. Like he got a little lucky with something, some intangible thing that he couldn't prepare. And because of that, now he has thousands. And it's like, if there's no rhyme or reason to it, you just gotta like show up and buy the lotto ticket. Like, and that's how I feel with like most social media now, is that like I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm like, I don't know that you can figure it out. Like, I don't know. Like, this is the thing, is like, Gerard Way mentioned me in a post when we were starting Umbrella on Instagram, and my phone just like nonstop follower. And I was thankful, but then I was like, I don't know that, My Chemical Romance fans are going to be like liking my Nightwing you know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know why you guys are here. I don't know. I don't want to discourage anyone, because I know people have a lot of various interests, and I hope that they are hanging around and getting something out of my stream and my feed, and it's fine. But yeah, it's like the lottery, you gotta be in it to win it. Solution, fan art. Yeah. Maybe a raid or a game choice or something. It's really hard to say. Yeah. Hey, what's up? Epsilon Mingle. Epsilon. I got there. Words. Uh, you'd like me more if Gerard Way told. I'll send an email. We'll get you on the same page with Gerard Way. God, am I the biggest douchebag because I said his name? Like, this is the other thing that I struggle with. Emo Insta stories. Done. This is the other thing that I struggle with is that, and Shannon was actually telling me this too. She was like, you are like buds with a lot of like really talented people, and you're working on a lot of like really high profile books and stuff, and like you're not being like, here's me and Bendis hanging out, you know? Because like I hate name dropping. I hate it so much. I feel it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. Even though we're doing it a lot in this video, which is actually making me a little uncomfortable. Yeah, all right. Let's put these shadows in. Oh, we didn't do this hand. We'll do this hand. And I guess we didn't do the bats. I don't know what we're going to do for the bats. This thing, by the way, this thing's going to be a two-parter because there's a lot here to unpack. Post links in Pinterest, Instagram, all points back to Twitch and YouTube. Don't feel bad about promoting yourself. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad about promoting myself. I just like am very sensitive to people being kind of like obnoxious. You've been solely Umbrella Academy fan since the beginning. You didn't know Gerard had a band until you finished Dallas. Nice. He's solely a comics fan. I mean, like, I'll tell you, when the first Umbrella Academy came out and people were like, hey, it's really good, I was like, because okay, a quick snapshot of me, like, post art school, which is when Umbrella came out. I was a dingus. Like, who do I have dinner with at Emerald City Comic Con? Oh, come on. I was a dingus. Like, I was snobby about like who I would spend time with and who, you know, like, and I was like very elitist. I was a jerk. Like, I'll full on admit it. I quickly learned that like being a jerk does not pay off. And I've since, like, you know, changed, hopefully. But I was like, you know, where was I going with this? You're bad for the name dropping thing. You get too excited about weird stuff. Yeah. Oh, so I was like, Umbrella Academy. This guy from this band thinks that, and I think that Coheed and Cambridge came out with a comic too, and I was like, it was kind of bad, if I remember right. No offense to anyone who worked on that comic or is a fan of that band. I'm a fan of that band back in the day, but like, I don't know, that I read that comic, I didn't really like it at the time. I haven't picked it up since. It might be better on repeat reading. I don't know. I'm giving myself a lot of outs here, but I was like, I read that and I was like, freaking people coming into comics thinking they can just like waltz in and do it. And then like I heard good things about Umbrella and I'm like, more of the same. And then I picked up Umbrella and I was like, oh fuck, this is really good. this is all I came in with like a chip on my shoulder, just being like, this is dumb. And then like I read it and I was like, holy shit, like this is incredible. Yeah, it turns out Gerard's just a really talented person. And a really nice person too. Anyway, the point is that I was a dingus for a long time. That's the point, I think. Is this gonna interfere with this stuff? Yes. I'm trying to get multiple levels on this thing. Without things interfering. Okay, that works. That works. Okay. All right. We're kind of getting there. You'll see. Funny how Gerard was an intern at DC. Yeah, I mean, he loves you can tell. You can just tell. He understands and loves comics. Just like everybody else in the industry does. It's a bad comic. You'll say it for me. Thanks, Dylan. Interviewing them on Streamlit. Yeah. Well, this is the thing with interviewing, like comics and stuff said that, like, I want to interview not to be like, here's my famous friends talking about me. You know, I want to interview people just because I feel like comics is a myriad of different experiences. What's up, Moff Chic 1999? I got that. It counts. It counts. The reason I want to interview people is because comics is like a myriad of different. Hey, we got a follow too. A hello and a follow. Appreciate you. I see you and I appreciate you. There's just, you know, a lot of people in comics and end up here for different reasons, but it's all like love of the game. And Mafik, all right, I'm in. It's all like love of the game, and you know, like I want to be able to be like, this is the other thing, and partly why I started this channel was because I felt like on Twitter there were people who were like, Twitter does this thing where people will have a tone in their tweets where it's like, I've come from high upon the mountain, and I'm going to tell you all colorists think like this. Like, it's just, that's what gets play on that platform. So part of the reason why I started this channel is because I felt like my voice and my experience was not necessarily what people were talking about, but they were lumping me in. Like, I was like losing like my say, basically, and my experience and my worldview. And I didn't want that to happen. And I mean, I'm a straight white male, and if that's happening to me, I can't imagine how people who have actually like really, really dealt with stuff like this, you know, people of color, minorities, women, that kind of thing. Like, it sucks. Yeah, but yeah, so I started thinking about, like, you know, all the friends that I have who, you know, maybe aren't, it's not that they don't have their own voice, but like, I just wanted to, you know, give another place where like we could sit down and talk about these things and be candid. And this is the thing too, is like, I often felt like kind of media in comics, no offense to anyone who is maybe a podcaster or whatever, there's a perspective from a fan perspective that's doing like a podcast or media or whatever, and what they want to hear about, you know, like two professionals talking shop or talking the lifestyle, or like, you know, that kind of thing. Like, I think there's a place for that kind of content. So I want to talk about that stuff, and I want to talk about that stuff with the people I'm friends with. 'Cause I think that's good content for you guys. I think you guys are interested in that. You've been trying to understand colorists' work more in comics. Coloring digital makes a bit more sense, but 90s and backwards, how? Let me tell you exactly how. So 90s and backwards, there was this thing called a separator and a colorist, and if you look at old comics, they'll look like that. So normally, 90s and backwards, you'd get this. A colorist would get this, and it wouldn't be like, we get this digital file. No. That would be too easy. What we would get is this in the mail, printed a little bigger than the comic on like paper that kind of feels like fabric. It was like really thick, kind of felt like money. If you ever, shit, you know what? I have one. Everybody hang tight. Everybody amuse yourself. I'm gonna be right back. Look. Everybody chill. All right? Talk amongst yourselves. I can't give you a topic. I have one of these things, and I'm going to show it to you. So that's where my Discord... Yeah. This is original art. By the way. Look at this Ninja Turtle. That's a Nickfil original. Oh, yeah. I gotta find, I have, God, where is it? It's gotta be in here. Yes. Okay. Let me pull it out. So, this is Patricia Mulville, John Byrne. This is from her run with Wonder Woman. I don't know if there's a good way to show this. So this is what I was talking about. You get this sheet printed out, and this is the other side. It's double page spread. God, I wish there was a better way to wait. Maybe there is. Yes. So this is a page I'm working on. It's terrible right now. We're gonna talk about it later. So this is let me frame it up. We can zoom in a little bit. We're getting tight and frisky over here. Is that gonna autofocus? It's not. Good Lord. This is off the rails. Nothing's working anymore. So this is what you would get. I'm going to try to yell so that the mic picks me up. If you look, by the way, in the corner here, let me see if I can get this. In the corner here, so this is where the logo is going to go. The penciler here, who's the penciler? Writer artist, it's all John. He wrote Marvel Sucks in the corner. And then Patricia Mulville wrote Hee Hee. So this is a marker rendering. These are all Copics. I don't know if this is working. Yeah, this is a color separation sheet. We're gonna switch back to this because I don't know if this is working. Yeah, this is a color separation sheet. So this is Patricia Mulville. She basically got this and marker rendered the entire thing. Now, if you look, there's like all these little scribbles on here. There's all these little lines and stuff. That is all information for the color separator. If you look, it's like she'll write grad, yellow 80, red 60, blue 10 to yellow to 45. I don't know. I can't even read these notes. It's all tech info. Grad ground, yellow 25, R20, B20 to Y20, R05, B05. This is a cool page. I saw this. She put these up. She put like a whole stack up. Patricia did. She's great, by the way. And I was like, oh, this one has Etrigan on it. I'm gonna get it. So that's kind of how it would happen. Nick, let's do an interview on your YouTube channel. You got me psyched that I just stop talking and pull the trigger and do it. Yeah. You should definitely do it. So yeah, we get those like black and white pages. We'd marker them down in Copics, and then that would get mailed off to a separator, who would then like literally clip the thing like next to the monitor with these notes on them. Some of them had notes, some of them didn't. She did the first like half of 100 bullets like that as well. I really want one of those guides, but she does not want to part with them. Yeah, so that's kind of what you would do. And then like the separator would go in and look at the notes and look at the mark making and kind of do their best interpretation of it. So, excuse me. So it added another step. It added another team. And basically, the colorist wouldn't know what anything's going to look like until they like get it back. Like, depending on how the separator felt that day, or if they were on it, or if they, you know, like were all over the place, you know, it really, really depends on like how the end result came out. And if you noticed, like that thing, I was talking RGB, I was talking red, green, blue, or sorry, yellow, red, blue. Wait, right. Primaries. It was primaries. That doesn't even, I don't know, man. I don't know. So anyway, that's how it was made. So it was a free-for-all. Yes, pretty much. You're going to visit me and steal that page. No, you are not, Fake McCoy. I got that actually shortly before the Discord. If I had known that, I would have dropped her link, her eBay link. If you follow her on Twitter, Patricia Mulville, she'll occasionally post pages. I really wanted to get a Hellblazer one. That was really cool. So the separator had to be almost as good as the person they were working for. Yes, but the separator was also like, it's like people weren't thinking about comic coloring as an artistic medium at the time. It was like kind of on the edge of like, this is almost art. This is like obviously Patricia was like a pioneer. She's an incredible woman. And she was pushing the boundaries a little bit. She she was like approaching it with an eye towards color theory and that kind of thing. Before that, like comic coloring was like an afterthought. YRB are codes for YCM. Oh, I don't even know. See, like this, we start to get into like how things were printed in like 1980, you know? That makes kind of sense in those 80s X-Men books where it's all muddy and dark. Yeah, so it's like, you know, the separator's trying to do what they do. The colorist is trying to give them direction. You also got to keep in mind, too, that, like, the way comics were made, the penciler would pencil the page. Think about, like, how much of this needs to be figured out in advance. The penciler pencils the page. They mail it to the editor. The editor mails it to the inker. The inker mails it back to the editor at, like, DC Comics, for example. Then they get it printed on, like, these smaller sheets. Those smaller sheets then get mailed to the colorist. The colorist marker renders the whole thing. Matt Hollingsworth also posts a lot of these things. And then it gets mailed to the letterer before it gets mailed to the inker. Oh, yeah, you're right. So then there's like... So every time it gets mailed, you're adding like 2 or 3 days. So people really need time to work in advance. Like the way that comics are made now, where like I was talking about The Realm. By the way, we're figuring this out. I gotta focus. We're making art. I'm sorry. I'm getting in the rabbit hole of like process and stuff. So like I like just wrapped up The Realm 13. The Realm 12 just came out. There is like this pace that we're like right up against the deadline that like comics can maintain because of the internet. And back then it was like, no, dude, you got to have this thing like locked in months in advance. Like if you're going to be like a monthly guy, you got to be like on your shit. 'Cause like there's no room for error. You remember reading Eternity Girl in the beginning from like the 40s or 60s coloring to 80s, like Watchmen, Doom Patrol to super 90s. You could see how the different coloring page layout was. Yeah. There was also, when you get into like old stuff, like we're talking that's talking 80s. Marvel pages had to be mailed back to the writer before going to the letterer. Good Lord. You should be a hipster colorist. Do it the old way. No, because I don't hate myself. If you look, I've seen color stuff from Patricia Mulville, Matt Hollingsworth, in person, from Matt Hollingsworth and also Lee Lowridge, and they all do cool things too, and you could see where they like screw something up, and then they'll make a note like, not like this, do it like this, and they'll do like a little grad on the side, or they will, patch stuff in just like a real, regular traditional artist would. Mobius patches in perfect patches on top of perfect line art. I mean, Mobius blows my mind. But anyway, the amount of, I don't know if you guys know this, but the amount of, if you've ever held a John Paul Leon page, just the amount of whiteout that he puts down on the page makes it heavier than normal pages. It's fucking wild. So like there's, this kind of like real process to this. I don't know, man, that was a tangent and we didn't color any of this. All right, let's figure this out. So I kind of did them in blue, but like obviously, it's superheroes, so we gotta like redden up this stuff. Reddened up. We can't go like this moody, because it still has to be recognizable as these characters. But yeah, so like that's kind of how it was back in the day. And then when you go really old, you're out of streaming. You forgot how to color and talk at the same time. Yeah, you're right. I just got into that stuff. Read that by the end of Watchmen, Moore would taxi pages to Gibbons' house to collect. Yeah. There was a lot of times where like people could not wait the 2 days to ship or whatever. And they were like, well, I have to like physically get this to somebody's house and like, hop on a plane or hop in the car or whatever, when everyone was working in New York City, like in a bullpen, like it made things go faster. Which is why that was a necessity in like the 60s. You've seen Eric Canetti and John Tim's commissions where they literally rip up the previous sketch and glue it to a new page to draw around. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's a Wild West out there. Like, it's madness. There's no rhyme or reason to this stuff that we do. We're gonna make, it's like, I just looked for the reference and the reference is gone, clearly. So the old stuff, like if you see a gradient of color, well, I guess they still do gradients. The really old stuff of like early 80s and back, the printing process, basically comics tried to make things as cheap as possible, because it was like disposable media, and there was not the collector surge that there was in the 90s. The way they were printed in 25% jumps. So like this blue that we're using right now wouldn't be a thing. So like the closest blue would be 150, 50. Like this is the current color. This is as close as we could replicate. So like you could use 25% jumps. I think there might have been 15% jumps as well, but they would actually put some K-tone in there too, just if you needed it. So like stuff like that. And that's how like really old stuff. So you had a very limited palette that you could work with. And that's why with a lot of older comics, you'll see a crowd scene and they'll just be like, this whole crowd's yellow. Like it looks like a crazy person colored it, but it's because they had a very limited palette and they could only do so much. I don't know. I find all that stuff super interesting. I hope that answered your question that you asked like fucking yesterday. I've been talking for a day and a half straight. Man. Yeah. Clearly I get excited about this stuff. Also, Ziggy, please don't drive to my house and steal that page. I like that page. I've been meaning to get that framed, but it's in the oh, more than did? Good. Yeah, I've been meaning to get that page framed, but it's like since it's two, you are stealing that page. Since it's two pages together, it's like slightly smaller than 11 by 17, so I got to get it custom framed. It also just tickles me that John Byrne wrote "Marvel sucks" in the thing under the where the logo would go, and that nobody would see it except for me who owns the page. And I guess now you guys get in on that. I'm not even a huge John Byrne fan, but I am a Patricia Mulville fan, and I'm also an Etrigan fan, so I was like sold. Knowledge like this is why you keep coming back. Well, thank you for coming back. Yeah, I didn't expect to talk about this kind of stuff today, but whatever. I was just going to talk about how like how I get tired and then I get sad. Maybe this was a better conversation. Man, comics, what the fuck? You feel more justified in stealing it. Well, I don't know what to tell you. She probably has more. She did the run with him, I'm pretty sure, which was like a pretty long run. I know that she's sitting on 100 Bullet stuff. Just do it all yourself. Yeah. Now you're so happy Colors is a separate job. Here's the thing, like I've talked about this before on stream about how the younger generation who's coming up right now, they are looking at like digital medium is getting so woven into creation that like they are like, just as inkers were starting to die out, I feel like colorists will start to die out as like people just start doing everything themselves. Like your Jen Bartels, took me a second. Your Jen Bartels, your Mitch Gerards, people like that who are just like, I'm just gonna do it all. And I think that's gonna happen more and more. But like, here's the thing: doing everything yourself and also in a timely manner are like two different beasts. Trying to get everything out the door is really difficult. So, all right, let's talk about focus. Because you can draw, but you're bad at coloring and painting. Takes you 10,000 years. Yeah. Let's talk about focus. So I'm like lightening up the shadows of these buildings in the back. And what's happening is that when I do that, they are having the same contrast. It eats up time for sure. Yeah. The buildings are having the same amount of contrast as the characters on the page. And because of that, the two things are competing with each other. This pulls the focus to the characters. So we need to like find a way, maybe just like warm them up a little. Yeah, I think this works. This works. We're trying to figure out a way to kind of like make all of this work. Man. And the bats are starting to pop out from the buildings too, which is really, really good. We do want to be in that space. We gotta get these arrows moving forward. And I think that he's like a little bit too purple still, because he is Arsenal, who is very red. We're getting there. we're starting to, here's the problem, and it's the same problem that I was talking about to begin with, is that now we have a background that is competing with our characters. Do you still feel like your work looks weird and other people color it? You think it's because you hide all your shortcomings? Oh man, I mean, you saw that page earlier. There's some shortcomings on that page. Colorist Nick Filardi's gonna save penciling Nick Filardi's ass on that. Let me tell you. Oh boy. Yeah, I've been listening to because obviously I'm thinking about this stuff because I'm like, oh, we're gonna take a recorder to shows, and I'm gonna interview like my friends, less interview and more just like we're gonna sit around and talk comics. Just put some garbage bags in the background. That works, right? No. Write a note to the on the cover to the audience to not look at the buildings, to focus on the so yeah, like I'm gonna be taking this on the road, so I'm like trying to be mindful of how to interview. And you've seen my stumblings with it. Like if you go to my YouTube channel, you would see that I have like a couple of conversations over Skype with like other creators, but like I want to start taking that more seriously, with like a little bit of research and a little bit of preparation, which is why we haven't done it yet, because I'm like kind of reboot it. I mean, maybe we go pink in the background. Fake McCoy, this is for you. Oh no, does that work? Oh no. That works well. That works pretty well. Oh god. Fake McCoy was right the whole time. It totally works. Yeah, we've made a mistake. I'm trying to... We're going to figure this out. We're going to figure this out. The reason it works is because of the yellow of the gunshots, which we're going to accent on the characters eventually. Oh, God. The pink works. Vindication. Shit. Yeah, we're going to keep that. This cover's going to be fucking bonkers. Like, now the buildings look drab, but we're going to fix that. I just want to see. So, for those of you playing along at home, the pinkish purple that's happening in the background, it's different enough from the red to make the red stand out, A. And B, it is opposite on the color wheel from the yellow in the gunshots. So the secondary, there are two colors that are opposite on the color wheel work really well together. It's called secondary, right? I have it written down. Look, I don't know the words. Complementary. There we go. Look, all I know is how my gut feels when I look at stuff. It's made to be colored with crayons, colored with pencils, so it should be bonkers. Yeah, you feel that when you've worked on something for so long, you can't tell what's good or bad anymore. You gotta ask somebody else. Yeah, complimentary. Thank you. Yeah, so it's gonna work really well, and especially because mentally. So Scott McDaniel is smart, and he's drawn a few comics in his day, in case you guys were curious. And he did things like leave like stuff like this, where he has like this side, and you know, we can kind of do that around the characters, and we have the knuckles on this side, so we can kind of like get in here and start to create this like flaring gunshots that are happening around these characters, whereas like if he had like blacked out this side of the hands and the fingers, we wouldn't be able to do this. This is the thing. Pencilers, inkers, think about your light source. Fuck, man, make it easy on me. Like, don't let me. I feel like a lot of times I'll get into stuff and I'll be like, I'll be like, oh no, I'm gonna have to take this page behind the woodshed and just behind the Photoshop woodshed and just really beat the hell out of it to try to get it to work right. But if you know, a more experienced penciler or colorist, or sorry, colorist. No, we don't want more experienced colorists. We want less experienced colorists so that I maintain my job, so I can buy more Patricia Mulville art stuff. um, but yeah, you know, if you think about this stuff and you know what you're doing, like, it'll help your colorists out, and then your colorists will be able to make good work. So I won't have to take things behind the Photoshop woodshed. It's a weird way to phrase it, but we're here now, so we have to embrace it. Okay. This is kind of what I was thinking with these like gunshots and these gun flares. We're gonna make this look nicer eventually. Yeah. Man, that's a running theme in my life, by the way. Like, with art and stuff. Like, as more people are getting interested in art and coloring and all that stuff, I've been doing this for so long that, like, usually I can just tell in my gut if something's working or something's not working, and I don't necessarily have 100% of the vocabulary. The fact that I couldn't think of like I know that purple and yellow work together. I just know it, you know? And I don't know. I was like, fuck, what's this thing called? Like, why is this like this? And I feel this all the time. So if you feel like this, know that you're not alone. I feel this all the time when, like, people talk about, go deep on artists, or go deep on, like, this person's work was really good with this inker and blah 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 blah. Like, I read comics very, very casually growing up, and so my understanding of, like, runs of things and seeing the difference in inkers is extremely rudimentary. And then on top of that, like, I'm also like I can tell when the art's working and when it's not, and, like, how to get there just from, like, raw experience. I've just outworked people at this point, you know? I've just stuck around through terrible situations that nobody would want to stick around in, and I've ended up in this situation. And yeah, so a lot of times I feel like I know, like, if something's working and why it's working, and I'm like, oh, because you use this color and this color, but I might not know the name for it. I don't know. Sometimes when I feel like I watch streams by, like, K. Michael Russell or something like that, and he'll talk about, like, subsurface scattering on, like, skin tones for the blood vessels underneath, and I'm just like, my dude, just, like, I know how to do this. I don't know what it's called, and you're sketching me the hell out. That's not to call out K. Michael Russell. We're buds. We're actually talking about how, so Twitch does this thing now where you can squad up, and I think we're gonna do a, like, once it rolls out to affiliates, where we're gonna do a squad stream, a colorist squad stream, where we're probably gonna color the same thing and talk to each other over Skype while we're working on it. It'll be super fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Twitch has got to roll that shit out. Can't happen soon enough. But yeah, when it comes to, like, the, like, what things are called and all that, he's, like, definitely smarter than me. I'm like, I don't know. You just fit the square peg into the round hole until it works. You just jam that fucker in there. That's how you make comics. That's the only way I know how. Squad's got rolled out for partners, yeah, but not for affiliates. He and I are both affiliates. basically, I need more people in the stream, and I need to stream more often to get that partner. So that we can Photoshop squad up. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Man, I was like starting the stream just now today. I was like, am I even gonna like have the energy? Can I even still be a wordy bastard? And it turns out, dear viewer, it turns out, yeah, squad should be available for everyone in the next few months. Yeah, K. Michael Russell and I, we're gonna put something together. It'll be fun. Once that rolls out, I'm excited. I like him a lot. He's a good guy and a good colorist, and I like it when people pay stuff forward. I don't know if we're gonna keep this yellow in the mask. We're kind of just spitballing at this point. We'll see. We'll see what happens by the end of this. We can put some yellow here too, because he would get at least a little bit, maybe on the arrow. You installed Sea of Thieves. Excellent. Boyks and I are gonna play some Sea of Thieves. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen soon. I almost want to be like, just uninstall it, because I was watching your Shadows Die Twice content, and I'm like, I want more of this. Boyks and I are gonna play some Sea of Thieves on stream though, and it's gonna be absurd, because we're gonna find out. It's been a year since that game came out, and it was notorious for not having content. Basically, it like came out, and everyone was like, "This is cool. Where's the game?" It like felt like a tech demo, and Boyks and I, because we're smart people, we both bought it day one. Being like, "Oh, we're gonna stream this. It's gonna be fun." And it's been a year, so we're gonna ask and answer if there is content now, which we'll find out. I can't wait to get my pirate on. It's been a while. Just sailing around in that game, I remember being pretty fun. So we'll see. How long have we been streaming? Hour 43. I think we're gonna call it for now, and then we're gonna finish this up. This is gonna be a two-parter. What day is it? Is it Thursday? People are texting me. It's Thursday. We're gonna try to finish this up tomorrow. We'll see what my workload is like. I think it's gonna be light. I think we can finish this tomorrow. Let's save it for now. And get to it tomorrow. It should be around the same time. 2:30 is usually when I sign on. And hopefully we'll be able to make some cool new content in the future while I'm at cons. So be on the lookout for that. That's only going to be on my YouTube page. I don't even know if I can put it on my Twitch page. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this up on Friday. We're gonna do some cool video game stuff on the weekend. I got a Trash or Treasure PS2 stuff that I want to get done because I want to clear the space out. I basically have like 30 games on the PS2 that I can't tell if they're like actually good or if they're just on like hidden gem lists because gamers are idiots. I don't know. We're gonna find out. At any rate, everyone out there, keep making comics. I'll see you tomorrow, like 2:30. We'll finish this guy off. It's a date. Don't make it weird.